Yo, what's up everybody? So today was a special day. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that wished me a happy birthday. I sincerely thank you for that, taking the time out of your day to wish me a happy birthday. Thank you, man. Another shout out to FIFA Runner from Yugoslavia. Rock on, brother. Didn't know I had anybody in Yugoslavia that cared about my channel. I think that is cool. Glad we make a connection somehow. Yes, today I turned 50, officially 50. Before we get into AMC, I ate like crap today. I feel horrible. I have been so strict with my diet. And today I had the wife, gluten-free cakes. Everything I had today was gluten-free, but it was still full of sugar. And I'm not thinking straight. I'm really, really tired. I can tell my blood pressure's up. All from eating this horrendous food. So imagine if you're eating that every day. Imagine how horrible. Now I see why people are like, oh, I don't ever have any energy, or I feel horrible, or just all these problems. One day of eating like shit and I feel like pure freaking death right now. But anyhow, tomorrow, going into next week, as it cleanses out of my body, I'm going to start to feel back to myself, man. Because right now I don't like this shit. I don't like the way I feel. The best advice I could give somebody at 50 has nothing to do with making money. Doesn't have anything to do with the gym, cars, music, guitar, any of that stuff. What I'm about to tell y'all is super legit, and it will improve everything in your life if you do it. The most important part of life, don't intentionally hurt others, okay? That is the most important part of life. That is the best lesson I could teach anybody. Really quick, I will give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm a really deep person, and I don't think you guys realize how deep I am with my beliefs, okay? I believe we all have life guides and life spirits with us that guide us through life to help us, to make sure you don't check out of life early. You screw up, they have to keep you in check. You guys call it karma, but it's your life guides teaching you lessons. Now, in my life, I had two death experiences that I stepped into absolute death, and I stepped out alive because something intervened. One when I was 13 years old, and one when I was with the Chippendales touring on the road. I don't know exactly how old I was because time was flying, living by the seat of my pants, but it had happened to me again when I was with the Chippendales. And what I mean by something intervened is I'm not saying, wow, I should have died. Like, that was crazy. That was so close. Can't believe I didn't die. No. I felt something get me, pull me back, and keep me from dying is what I'm talking about. So that was my life guide. That was my spirit guide. You could call it an angel, okay? Your guardian angel. Like right now sitting next to me. Don't joke around either, because I take this so serious, and I'm a firm believer in it, because I have actual facts in my life that have taught me that what I say is true. So I don't like to joke around. I'm also a Catholic. I was an altar boy, went to church religiously. You know, we married people. I served masses. I had to do weddings. I had to do funerals. I got to see it all in the church till I was 18 years old. So we'll get it. If you guys ever want me to do a video on what I'm talking about right now, as far as me walking into certain death, I should have died, yet something intervened, got me, and pulled me out, I'll do a video on that, if there's any interest at all. If not, I understand, because it's way out there. This is what I mean by don't hurt people, okay? Now, hey, man, I've made mistakes. We all make mistakes, but you gotta learn. Don't hurt people. Just last year, okay, in my gym, this fella, good friend of mine, I've known him for like 10 years. He had been a member in my gym for like ever. We live in the same city. We see each other in the stores all the time. We're always passing each other. I'm going to tell you his name. His name is Chris Black. Well, Chris Black calls me one day, and he goes, hey, Teddy. He goes, I know this is way out there, but I left my really expensive NBA hat at the gym. I guess it's like a $50 hat or something. He goes, I already know it's stolen. I know it's gone. There's no way somebody turned it in. But if you happen to see it, it's mine. And I cut him off. I go, yeah, no worries, bro. I got it. It's in my office. I did find it. Somebody actually turned it in. And I didn't know it was yours, but I was hoping somebody would come claim it. Dude loses his mind. He's like, holy shit, you got my hat? And I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal? We're honest people around here. We have your hat. So Chris comes to the gym that day and he gets his hat. And he's just thanking me up and down. And I feel good because I'm like, well, I like to show people that we're honest at my gym, okay? And so 2 weeks go by. And one of my personal trainers come up to me. His name is Scott. And Scott goes, and he's hyperventilating, he's sweating, he's nervous, he's freaking out. Teddy, somebody stole my personal training bag. It has all my heart rate monitors in it. It had all his things that go around the chest that, you know, if you're palpitating, stuff like that. Had like all his supplements in it, had all his gear in it. He's like, there's a camera was in it. $1,000 worth of stuff in his bag. And he's like, somebody stole my bag. So I'm like, okay, bro, calm down. Show me where the bag was. We have cameras in the gym. I can catch the person walking out of the gym with the bag. We're just going to sit in front of the cameras and we are going to freaking rewind as long as we have to. And we'll find the guy, whoever did it. So he shows me where the bag was. And holy shit, if a camera isn't up in the corner right where the bag was. So now I know right where I need to go, what camera I need to look at. Me and Scott sit down, we start reviewing the camera, and boom. Who do y'all think stole Scott's bag? Chris Black stole Scott's bag a few weeks after we gave him his hat back. Do you see all the wrongs in that? That's what I mean by do not directly hurt people. So we caught Chris red-handed. I said, I got to teach Chris. I already know a lesson's coming to him. I don't have to do this, but to teach people in the area, I put it up on the internet, the footage of him stealing the bag. I said, if any of you know who this fella is, please let me know. I pretended like we didn't know who he was. Everybody in town knew it was Chris Black, though. And they were all like, oh my God, that's Chris Black stealing that bag. Well, he came, he returned the bag, he apologized. I just couldn't believe it after we had done what we had done for him. We were such good people to him, and he did us wrong. I had to get him out of the gym. I said, sorry, man, but I got to cancel your gym membership. I can't let this go. I hope you understand. We went our separate ways, unfriended him from Facebook, all media. Him and I are no longer friends, nothing. We don't call each other, talk, nothing. It's now several months go by. He's no longer in the gym. But this whole time I felt okay because I knew a lesson would be taught to him, because when you screw up a lot in life, you guys call it karma, but it's your spirit guides seeing what you're doing, and they're like, well, we have to teach you a lesson because we have to break you of this habit. So they don't let you get away with it. And like I said, me and Chris live in the same town, so even though I kicked him out of the gym, I was still seeing him. And if I saw him in Walmart, I'd be like, shit, I'm going to go down this aisle and avoid him. And he was doing the same to me because he was embarrassed. But one day, I am leaving the gym, heading to my house. I'm about a mile away from the gym, and I see like 4 or 5 cop cars lined up on the side of the road. Now, Chris Black drove a really big, black, very identifiable pickup truck. Identifiable rims, everything. And as I'm getting closer, who the hell's on the side of the road? What is crazy was the chance happening of me actually seeing him getting pulled over with all these cops on his butt. Now, I have no idea what he did. Talk goes around town of what was going on there, but I don't know if it's true or not, because I just passed and I saw it was Chris Black with all these cops on his tail. But what that was his spirit guides teaching him that lesson. It was several months later, after he had stolen from me and done all that jazz. There he is now, and I hope he understood that that's what was happening to him. He wasn't getting pulled over because it was just a chance happening. He was getting pulled over because what he had done to other people. Okay? So that is my lesson. I hope I didn't ramble on, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. You might think you're getting away with something, but there's always there's a spirit guide with you watching what you do, and when you screw up, they will get you. They will teach you a lesson to break you of that habit. So if you see somebody drop $20 on the ground and you see the person that did it, don't wait for them to walk off and pocket the 20. Run up to that 20, grab it, go tap them on the shoulder and give it back to them. See what I'm saying? That's how you treat people. That's what you do in life. Be good to people. And it all comes back around, and that's a huge part of my success, guys, is because I've lived to that code. Be good to people, okay? And it all this opens up to you because you have all this good karma coming back. You don't have any bad karma. It's all good because of how you're taking care of others, okay? So let's get into AMC. Sorry if I rambled on. Let's get into AMC. What's going on Monday? Here's what's going on. I'm basing all this off of volume, which is low, short ladder attack, which is incoming. Let's talk about shares on loan. Utilization. Now, some of you guys might say, yeah, utilization's at 100%. Why did the shares on loan come down? So it was at 21+%. Why is it down to 20 yet utilization is still at 100%? That is because there's just less shares being loaned out from, you know, big ballers. The big hedge funds are just and market makers are lending out less and less shares. So, but the utilization is still there. It's still, you know, they're still planning those landmines for next week. Okay, so coming in off of last week, I am not the hype guy. I see this getting attacked. You had some really good hype coming off of GME, the news. You got the spike. And I just hope, you know, you guys listen to me like with your long position and your profit position. So why don't you just keep 300, 400, 500 shares as long? That's your long position. But then also ride that 3-4% short interest. Ride that out. And just try to trade that. Why don't you guys try that so you can make money all along the way? So no, the short ladder attack is still in motion going into next week. And this is why I really want you guys to pay attention to my channel, because if you pay attention to my channel, you don't get trapped at $34. You know that was a bull trap. It was a bull trap. That was their money. That was the big hedge funds planning their own money on a forced rip because they knew they had the momentum from y'all to where they can then pull all their money out at the top. Who made all the money? The hedge funds made all the money on that $34 pull, okay? Triggered a frickin' breaker. She's coming down. She loses $7 frickin' that day. I believe it was $6 or $7 in one frickin' day. That was a bull trap, okay? So I don't want you guys getting caught in those. Why don't you just set your long position and have a short position? You guys realize the hedge funds have a long position and they also have a short position. Short position, they're shorting the stock. I don't want you guys to short the stock. I just want you to buy low, sell high, and do that rotation that I do, okay? It's a no-brainer. Just follow the rotation. Don't ever get excited. Don't ever FOMO buy. Your money needs to be in pre-market. Did you guys remember when I did my video, I said I'm selling my AMC. I'm getting in pre-market with GME, and I'm going to ride this thing up. And you guys were like, okay, did you sell yet? Because it was day one. I'm like, no, I didn't sell yet. Day two, did you sell yet? No, because I think this is going into day three. I was reading all of it. I was reading, you know, volume. There's all the RSI. I'm reading everything to make sure that what I'm about to do is a very educated move to pull my money back out. And I pulled at 194 and it only went to 195. It was a great play, sold off. Then you get the hype news. She rockets back up, but that's a fluke. That was all off of hype. You can't ever pin hype down on, something's going to come out right at market close and cause this thing to rip. Okay, that will never get straight. So as long as you get everything else straight with the play, you'll be able to trade it off the 3 to 5% short interest that's always on rotation. Here's another thing people are asking me, well, they're lending out shares and, you got your shares, and how do you know your shares aren't being lent out to somebody else and then they relend them to somebody else and yada, yada, yada. Listen, and that's, the amount now of synthetics because of that. Well, here's what my answer to that is: you didn't know it was happening. You never knew your shares were being lent out. If they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. And it's the same way you'll never know when they get covered. Okay? You'll never, because it's going to happen. The shares will get put back. On their side of the playing field, it's all going to get pieced back together, yet you're never going to freaking know what the hell took place. Okay? So again, please don't bet on what you can't see behind the scenes. Don't put, a large amount of money on something that you can't see. Place your bets on what you know and what you can confirm and what you see. Please do not buy into the YouTube hype that is getting you guys trapped at these absurd numbers. Don't ever buy in after the market has opened. Always buy in pre-market. Always be looking to sell. I'm usually out by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? Just so you guys know, I never ride into the afternoons. I never chase money up. Guys, if you miss the boat, you miss the boat. If she starts ripping and you're not in, you're out. You missed it. You missed the rip because you didn't get in. Don't ever buy in on a rip because it's a trap. Tell me how many people bought in on a rip and it succeeded. It just kept going. It never happens. As soon as you buy in, it starts selling off. That's what I'm saying. Get in pre-market, ride the rip, feel the rip out, the momentum, sell, take profit. Have that account set up ready to go, and have your long account for the MOAS in another brokerage account. Okay? That's my advice. Y'all have an awesome night. Doge Warrior out. Shaboom. Peace.